Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop. And for me, today is New Year's Day. I'm not going to say Happy New Year because by the time you see this video, we'll be well into the New Year. So this is my next project. Okay, so let me just first of all explain before I get into it. I had several weeks ago already recorded the first two videos of this new project, but due to my ongoing technical difficulties, I lost both of those videos, corrupted files on the SD card. So I'm basically going to start again with the recording of the videos of this new project. Unfortunately, what that does mean is that some of the work has already been done. I've actually already started this project. As I said, I did record it, but the videos have gone. So this is now going to be part one of the banjolele build project. Okay, I'm actually building two of them, and I'm going to be doing them pretty much at the same time. So, work I've done so far, using these hand drum rims. I've taken the skin top off of these. There's two of them, and I've put a wooden top on them. So there's that one and that one. There's two of them, pretty much identical. Although this one, you can probably see, is deeper, and the rim. I think the rim is the same thickness on those two. But this one is a little bit deeper. This one is a little bit deeper. That's not going to be any kind of problem. You know, I may or may not put a back on the shallower one just to bring the depth up. I don't know yet. I'm not nowhere near that part of the project. So I've got two rims with the wooden tops on. Different tone already. And I've also put the kerfing on the inside of the top on both of them. So the kerfing is all inside for strengthening. I've started doing some preparations on the necks. I've got two necks here. Now, let me show you this one first of all. I've already painted this one in quite a sort of dark brown colour, and I painted this with my new airbrush kit. This is the first thing I've done using this, and a little bit apprehensive, but it actually went really, really well. The camera's not really going to do it justice, but the coverage is really, really good. So all the way down the back of that, and I've actually done the front of the headstock on the other one, but I'm going to have to redo that because it's not finished well at all. So I'll have to redo that, but that's not a problem. I'll do that later on. Now, so as I said, I've painted the back of this neck, but I had got ahead of myself a little bit because with both of these necks, I need to extend the length of the neck. Now, what I mean by that is to get a block like this, which is about 13 mil thick, and attach it to the bottom of the neck to actually extend the length of the neck. Now, I'm not going to explain at this stage why I'm extending the neck. Not because I want to keep it a secret or anything like that. It's nothing, you know, nothing too exciting about why I'm doing that. It will just be easier to explain why I'm doing this at a later stage when I'm starting to kind of put the thing together, and then I can actually demonstrate physically why I will be, and at that stage have extended the necks. So, without further ado, let's just crack on with that. So as I said, I've got the two bodies, you know, with the wooden tops on. 3mm ply, but it's good quality ply. It's not the cheap nasty stuff. And the kerfing on the inside of both of those. So I'm going to put those to one side for now. Don't need to do anything else with those just yet. And turn my attention to the necks, or in this case, one neck. So I've got this block of wood roughly cut out with holes drilled in it, and I've got holes drilled into the bottom of the neck. So let me just turn the camera around a bit and angle down. Okay. So let me just zoom in a little bit as well. That way, that way. Okay, so as I said, I've got this piece of wood roughed out. I mean, it is very rough at this stage, and I'm going to attach it to the bottom of the neck like so, using wood glue and a couple of screws temporarily. Okay. So let me just get started with this one. I'll need a Phillips screwdriver. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start by just applying the glue on the bottom of the neck itself. It's coming out fast, so as I've explained 400 trillion times, I want 100% coverage, but not too much glue because I don't want a great deal of squeeze out. But as I said, the most important thing is 100% coverage. I might just put a little smear on the on the block as well. Just leave that to one side. Just a very thin smear, not too much. Just to make sure I've got good coverage on both surfaces. So that will be enough. Tissue. A little bit of glue on the outside there. Let me just wipe that off. So yeah, as I said, I got ahead of myself with the painting of this. I'll have to, once I've put this block on, I'll have to rub it down and do it again, but that's not a problem. Okay, so a couple of Phillips screws and a screwdriver, and just attach that on there. I'm doing this arse about face for me, being a lefty, but I want you to see what I'm doing. So just tighten those screws up. Being careful that it's going to go down evenly. I want to make sure we've got 100% surface to surface bonding. Tighten that right down. I mean, the reason I'm using screws in this to hold it together while the glue dries is clamping for this would be at least very, very difficult, if not nearly impossible. So this is just a quick and dirty way to clamp it all together while the glue dries. Really, really effective. And I'll just take the screws out afterwards when it's dry. Okay, so it looks very much to me as though that we've got good bonding all the way around. You can see glue squeeze out all the way around. So let me just wipe that up first. Oh no, I'm making a right mess here. Okay. Yeah, sorry you can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm literally just wiping the excess glue off all around the edges. It'll also help me to see if we've got a good contact, which I'm pretty sure we have, but once I wipe this excess glue off, I'll be able to get a better look at the surfaces bonding together. That all looks rather good, so I'll just screw those screws down a little bit tighter again, and we're good to go. I might try and get just one clamp on the back side of that, because that doesn't seem to be making the best contact. So let me just see if I can get a clamp on there. I wonder if one of these will work, my spindle clamps. Should do. I think that will do the job. Just get a 10mm spanner. Seems to be working. Just make sure it stays straight or it's going to pop off. I think that's better. Yeah, that looks much better. The screw just wasn't, I think the thread, not thread, but where it's gone into the wood there, I think it's just stripped out of it and it's not getting any tighter. So just put this clamp on just for a bit of extra pressure. So you see, that clamp's okay there, but how would I have clamped, this bit here? It would have been nearly impossible. So using those screws, quick and dirty, and it works. So I'm going to leave that to one side now to set up. And as you can see, I'll have to sort of cut around the excess. There's a lot of excess there, but I'll have to cut that away. A bit like this one I prepared earlier. So this one I've done previously, and I've shaped and sanded all around the edges. Still need a little bit of tidying and finishing. And you can see obviously that it's a different colour, so I will need to spray these up again like I did with this one. I quite like that colour. It looks very flat at the moment, and it is. So obviously I still need to sand it and oil it, but there's no point doing any of that just now. So this one, as I said, I've done earlier, and I've shaped and profiled and sanded it, and I've removed the screws. So what I need to do now is plug these holes up. So I've drilled them out a little bit bigger, and they do go through sort of into the neck a little way, obviously because I have the screws in there. So I've drilled the holes out a bit wider so that I can use, oh, here we go, oh, there it is. So that I can use this piece of dowel to plug up the holes. So I drilled the holes to the right diameter for this dowel, and as I said, when I put this in, it's going to go sort of through into the neck a little bit here and here, and that will not only plug up the holes, but it will also add a little bit of strength to these two glued together. And even though it's just a piece of dowel that goes through both holes there, it's quite surprising how much extra strength that gives the joint. It's quite surprising, really. So I've already marked. See, there's two pencil marks on there for the depth that needs to go in. So if I line that up with the end of there, you can see how much it goes into the neck. It's not a great deal, but believe it or not, that is enough to give it quite a bit more strength. So let's get those in. I'll also need a small saw to cut off the excess. Okay, so let's get the first one in. I might need a tappy thing as well. Let's get a small tappy thing. Just to make sure it goes all the way to that line on there. Okay, so I won't need a lot of glue on here because it's quite a tight fit. So, we'll just end up pushing all the glue out if I've got too much on there. But you know what I'm going to say, don't you? 100% coverage. So really just a smear of glue on there. hardly any at all, very thin layer. Because as I said, if I put too much on, it's all just going to squeeze out. So I don't need a lot on there. I might go with a tiny bit more, just for peace of mind. There you go. Right, so that's the glue smeared all the way around there. And push it into the hole. Yeah, nice tight fit. So that's, once that glue is dried up, it's not going to go anywhere. I can hear that bottom out. Excellent. So just wipe off that excess glue from around there, simply because I don't want it on my saw. Okay, so let's just cut off the excess of that now, flush. Okay, so that's the first one. Now this doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to be shaping the bottom of this heel plate or whatever it is to to fit the contour of the body of the banjolele. So I don't need to worry about that being perfect there. It's fine as it is. It's glued in, and I've got it cut flush at a time. Okay. Right. So I'm just gonna run a bit of sandpaper around the edge of this dowel where I've just cut it off, just so that I know it's gonna go in properly. Okay, bit of glue on that. A little bit more. Okay, good. Right, so that one goes into the other hole. It says, there we go. Right, tappy tappy thing. And it's bottomed out. I can hear the tone change as soon as that bottomed out, so we know that's in all the way. Excellent. Okay, and saw that one off. Okay, so that's those two dowels in there and cut off flush. I think I'm going to let that set up first before I start to, try to shape the bottom of this neck. So you should be able to see here, I've got a curve marked on the end. You can't quite see that. There's a curve marked on here, which is the profile of the body. So I'm going to shape that using my oscillating spindle sander. Unfortunately, I don't have a spindle that's the right diameter for this, so I've got to pretty much do it by eye and by hand, which is a bit tricky, but I've done it before relatively successfully. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this one. But like I said, I'm going to let that set up first because, while doing that shaping on the spindle sander, I might, dislodge them, which would not be good. So that's going to be it for part one. So in part two, as I said, I'm gonna start to shape the curve in this neck to fit the profile of the body. Now, it's a difficult stage to do because first of all, I don't have any kind of, like I said, I don't have the right size spindle for that radius. So I've got to do it bit by bit on a smaller spindle. So I've got to get the profile of the curve all the way through this heel, all the way through it, right to the back here. So getting that, uniform across here, and this way is difficult by hand. and I've also got to you know, get the angle back so that the, you know, the neck tilts back, so that you've got the break angle on the neck for the string action. So I've got to incorporate that in this shaping. You know, not only the curve itself, but the angle back, and also side to side. So I've got basically three axes to think about while I'm doing the one job. So I'm going to be doing, you know, thinking about and cutting the axes, all three, in one, and it's really difficult. But like I said, I've done it before, so I'll be able to do it again. Famous last words, eh? Okay, so like I said, that's going to be it for part one of the brand new project, banjolele builds. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Got a few sort of different bits and pieces planned for the builds of these instruments. Not going to say too much about that right now, because you know with me, my plans change and things change. So we'll play it by ear, see how it goes. But you know, we made a start. I made a start weeks ago actually, but I had to wait for the right time to re-record what is now going to be part one, and yeah, move on from there. So time's not good, so I'll stop waffling now and wind it up. So as I said, part two, I'm going to be starting to shape the heel of this to fit the profile of the body. And you know, we've got the extension on there, which, as I said, I will explain later when I put everything together and actually physically demonstrate. It will be much easier to explain. I'm not trying to keep it a secret or anything like that. It's nothing spectacular, but it's easier to explain, you know, when I've got the thing together and I can demonstrate what that's all about. Okay, so thank you all for watching. If you like this video and others, please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up, share, comment, all the good stuff. And we will see you in the next one. Peace out.